I survived a demon attack. Have you ever wondered what it feels like when pure evil stares directly into your soul? 3 months ago, I thought demons were just stories people told to scare children. I was wrong, dead wrong. What happened to me in that abandoned farmhouse will haunt me forever. Welcome back to Creepy Corner. We dive deep into the darkest corners of reality. I'm sharing this story because what happened to me changed everything I believed about the supernatural world. This isn't fiction, this isn't a movie plot, this is my actual experience surviving something that should have killed me. If you easily scared, maybe save this for daylight. I can totally guess what you're rethinking. Oh great, another person saying they battled a demon and survived to share the tale. Trust me, I used to roll my eyes at these stories too. I was the guy who doesn't walk into haunted houses laughing, the one who don't say, I don't just punch the ghost in the face. Well, let me tell you something, when you face to face with something that defies every law of nature, your tough guy act disappears real quick. It started on a cold October night when I was exploring an abandoned farmhouse outside of Salem for my photography project. The place had been empty for decades after the family who lived there mysteriously disappeared. I should have listened to the locals who warned me to stay away, but I was stubborn and stupid. The moment I stepped inside, the temperature dropped at least 20 degrees. My breath became visible, and every hair on my body stood up. That's when I heard a low, guttural growling coming from the basement. Against every instinct screaming at me to run, I followed the sound. The basement was pitch black except for my flashlight beam. When I called out asking if they were okay, it slowly turned around. What I saw wasn't human. Its eyes were completely black, no whites, no pupils, just endless darkness. Its mouth stretched impossibly wide, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth that seemed to go on forever. The thing let out a shriek that felt like it was tearing my soul apart. The walls began bleeding, actual blood seeping through the concrete. My flashlight started flickering, and in those moments of darkness, I could feel it getting closer. The smell of sulfur and rotting flesh filled the air, making me gag. The most terrifying moment was when it spoke my name, not just my first name, but my full name, including my middle name that I never tell anyone. It knew things about me, about my childhood, about my deepest fears. It whispered about my grandmother who had passed away, mimicking her voice perfectly, trying to lure me closer. That S when I realized this wasn't just some random encounter. This thing had been watching me, studying me. I want to know, have any of you experienced something like this? Have you ever felt that overwhelming presence of pure evil? Drop your stories in the comments below, because after what I went through, I know I'm not alone. And if you have never experienced anything supernatural, trust me, you don't want to. But if you do, maybe my story can help you survive it. The demon lunged at me with inhuman speed, its claws barely missing my face as I dove to the side. I could feel its breath on my neck, cold as ice and smelling like death itself. In that moment of pure terror, I remembered something my grandmother used to tell me about protection prayers. I started reciting every prayer I could remember, and suddenly the creature recoiled as if I had struck it with lightning. That S when I ran like my life depended on it, because it did. I made it out of that farmhouse, but I didn't make it out unchanged. I now know that evil exists in forms we see and comprehend, and sometimes it takes an interest in us. I've learned to respect the supernatural world and never venture into places like that alone again. Some doors should never be opened, and some things should remain undisturbed in the darkness where they belong. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe to Creepy Corner for more real horror experiences. And if you want to hear about the strange things that started happening to me after that night, check out my video about the shadow figure that has been following me ever since. Sweet dreams, and remember, not all monsters are imaginary. See you tomorrow for more spooky stories, and thanks for watching.